you want to know the true believer and the true person who believes in the Quran, Allah Azza wa Jalla says, يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ, those who believe in the unseen. And that means our belief in the unseen has to become greater than the belief in the seen.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina wa Nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Firstly, to all my brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The Holy Quran is the book that every single one of us needs for our salvation in this world and in the next. It gives us the news of the past, and from the news of the past we work out what's going to happen in the future. It tells us about the characteristics of humans, and based upon that we get to know who's who in this world. It gives us an ultimate way of navigating ourselves to the best of things for ourselves, because we know everything. Why? Because the creator of the human beings tells us what's going on in the hearts. He tells us what's going on within the hearts, within the people. So Allah Azza wa Jalla, He begins Surah Baqarah by telling us about the believers. If you want to know the true believer and the true person who believes in the Quran, Allah Azza wa Jalla, He says, يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ, those who believe in the unseen. And that means our belief in the unseen has to become greater than the belief in the seen. That's when we're going to become true muttaqeen, those who are God conscious, those who are aware of Allah, those who stay away from sin. And for them the guidance of the Quran has come. That's why the Quran began with saying, Hudan lil muttaqeen. So it's a guidance, and it's for the muttaqeen, meaning those people who are aware of Allah. And who are those people? Alladhina yu'minuna bil ghayb, those who believe in the unseen. And the second and foremost thing those people do is وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ, they establish their prayers and they will continuously give to others. And after that Allah Azza wa Jal gives their description, but straight away after He described the believers. Because the most important for us is, as believers, is to know another believing person. Straight after that Allah tells us there are certain people who disbelieve in this Quran, they will never ever believe. Not all disbelievers are like this, but there's a category. They will obviously be the ones who will always constantly be against us. Allah says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا سَوَاءٌ عَلَيْهِمْ. Allah says, whether you warn them, whether you don't warn them, they will always, there will be people, لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ, they will not believe. Straight after that, Allah gives us a description of the people who are in between. So we know who the believers are, we know who the disbelievers are. But Allah Azza wa Jal says that there are people amongst you who are like you, but they are munafiqeen, they are hypocrites. And they're very difficult to know who they are. So Allah gives their description one by one and tells us that we have to be careful of those people who have a disease in their heart. فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ مَرَضٌ. And these are the people who, they say one thing with their tongue, they do another thing with their actions. They will say that we are causing a lot of goodness on this earth, but then they are the ones who are causing corruption. They say one thing to you, they say nothing to another community of people. So we've got to be very careful of those. They might be right amongst us, and they will be right amongst us. Thereafter Allah Azza wa Jalla, once He's described the believers, the disbelievers, and those who are in between, the hypocrites, Allah tells us that you've got to come to becoming the slave of Allah. Ya ayyuhan nas, O people, u'budu rabbakum, become the slave of your Rabb, of your master, of your sustainer. What does this mean? The whole mission that we've got on this earth is to actually willingly show Allah, I am your slave, you're my master. This is the whole purpose of the Quran, whole purpose of our creation. Allah says, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I never created the jinn, I never created the human beings, except that they will willingly show me that they are in my servitude, they are my slaves, and I am their master. When you translate لِيَعْبُدُونَ, some people have translated it as worship Allah, but that's wrong. Because liya'budun covers worship, but it covers a lot more, which is to actually become the slave of Allah. So Allah says, your mission now is, u'budu rabbakum, become my slave. Why? Become one who's subservient to me. Why? Because I gave you everything. Allah then gives us the description of the heavens and the earth. Alladhi khalaqa, the one who created this, the earth, the sky, the things that you have, the things that you have to eat, and so on and so forth. Then Allah tells us where it all began. Just the same way in the Bible begins with Genesis, which means it tells you the beginning of where mankind came from Adam alayhi salatu salam. It takes us all the way back to the origin of mankind. And it also takes us to the origin of the biggest test we're going to have on this earth, which is Iblis, Satan. So now Allah Azza wa Jal describes Adam alayhi salam, how he was created, how Iblis did not bow down to Adam. And then after that, Iblis becomes one who says that he's going to take as many people as he can with him to hellfire. So then Allah gives us a warning and says, فَإِمَّا يَأْتِيَنَّكُم مِّنِّي هُدًى. If any guidance comes to you, فَمَنْ تَبِعَ هُدَايَ, whosoever follows my guidance, فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. They will have no fear, they will have nothing to grieve. وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. But those who deny my message, those who say my message is not right, Allah says, فَأُولَٰئِكَ أَصْحَابُ النَّارِ. You will become the people of the fire and you will remain there forever. So that's a very simple introduction to the Quran. This is the message. This is what you should believe in. Shaitan is after you. Adam alayhi salam became the worst enemy of Shaitan. Shaitan said, I'm going to take as many as I can from the progeny of Adam to Jahannam, to hellfire with me. And this is where we are, we're in the test.